Oh, hello? I'm just waiting for my screen to come up. Yes. Awesome. Sorry, just waiting for my screen to come on. Please, yes. Yes. Cool. Awesome. Camera 2, what's up? Oh, hey. Hello, everyone. Let's get started. I'm actually going to talk a little bit fast, but I hear you're all used to that, so let's go. Hello, everyone. It's nice to meet you and really great to be back here in the great state of Colorado. We're here live and obviously in person, and the energy in here is honestly insane. I said it was great in my speech, but it's kind of insane. Some of us are here meeting our teams for the first time out here, right in the front row. Some are gathering together once for only a few times that they do per year. And some people are here actually to find a new team. So if anyone hasn't said it yet, I want to welcome you all to my stage today. So my name is Myra Tumlos, and I'm here along with some of my brilliant friends from Diva Staking. Has anyone given a round of applause from the stage before? No, let this be the first. I love cheering on my team. To give you a little bit of background on myself, I began my journey in crypto back in the beginning of 2020 when the entire world changed. I thought the term crypto bro was coined and commonly used for people who also had brothers in crypto working at the time who were forcing them to learn about blockchain technology. But I found out that everyone was just the crypto bro themselves. The concept of staking, slashing, and tokens were introduced very lightly to me in the context of staking ETH and earning points, or mochi tokens, for making a report online to a bot each day to adopt a habit and complete a goal over the course of 8 weeks. That concept was very simple. Stake ETH, make a report, earn tokens each day that you successfully complete all of this, and you make that habit stickier. The token was also not live yet, so the real tagline was fake money, real friends. And it was actually one of those incredible friends that led me to Diva in the beginning of 2023 last year, which, looking back at it now, was also towards the end of that bull run. This is also my third ETHDenver. Woo, so exciting. And back then I was hosting a side event when I thought that these conferences were all just a competition for who could throw the best side event. And I continued to do that over the course of the next few years in different cities like Miami, Bitcoin Miami, as well as DevCon Bogota, until I was introduced to Diva when they launched on testnet at the beginning of last year. So today I want to share with you how, powered by distributed validator technology, or DVT as you may have heard it, Diva offers the most decentralized and resilient staking solution for Ethereum liquid staking today. And it's important to remember at moments in time like this when I think we're a little bit outside the bear market now. Let's call it the cautiously optimistic elephant market. It's important to remember that although new, promising, resilient solutions exist now with fun words like immutable smart contract and distributed validator technology, there are still centralizing forces that threaten that future of Ethereum liquid staking. So what I would like to bring to attention today is a topic that's actually not new. But if the topic is new to you today, good morning. Wake up. Mentioned in the past by SheFi's Maggie Love, with alarms recently sounded by Ethereum Foundation's Danny Ryan and actually Vitalik himself, the news is very clear. there is a present dire need for decentralization at the foundational level of liquid staking. And actually, decentralization is not only crucial for this future of Ethereum, it's inherent to its ethos. So before we can more accurately address the needs of the network, we're going to take a look first at the risks that come with staking centralization, why it's crucial that we turn our eyes and our energy towards decentralizing now, and also how distributed validators, or DVT, more specifically Diva's DVT, provides the current Optimus Prime solution for combating these risks and envisioning that, building that brighter future for Ethereum. So, as they say in Colorado, giddy up, and let's get into it. So first, let me lay the landscape of current staking trends for you. There is no smoke hiding mirrors in the transparency of the blockchain, thankfully for us. Only the top 3 entities or exchanges currently control over 50% of the liquid staking network right now. That's Lido Finance, Coinbase, and Figment, as you can see up here on the screen. With over half of all of that staked ETH, according to this dashboard that we received from a Dune dashboard created by Hildabi, which, shout out, is actually a community member in Diva. So to put this into perspective, 26% of all ETH that's currently in supply is staked. Lido controls a third of that network with only 37 operators, 37. And so while centralized exchanges retain full control over their validators, Lido relies on appointed entities. So I'm going to go a little bit into that later on. Now, let's take a look at the proof of stake landscape in Ethereum specifically. First, I want to start off with solo stakers. Shout out to solo stakers out there, solo staker visibility if you are out there. Solo stakers are a little more than just as it sounds. It does include individuals who stake on their own, meeting the minimum requirements for Ethereum validation duties, but that does also include professional stakers or data center stakers. And then we have a subset of those solo stakers, which are called home stakers. And they are, as you guessed it, stake from validate and validate from home. Solo stakers run their own machines, like this one from our friends at DApp node, but hopefully the one on top is the near future with either a Diva sticker on that DApp node or our own native machines. Solo stakers run their own machines like this one, and it requires currently 32 ETH, which if you look at Ethereum today, that's over $106,000 to run your own. Yes, shocker, but actually it almost costed 1,000 ETH to run your own validator. So as I just mentioned, it requires running your own hardware, and on top of that, it also keeps your staked ETH locked. It is true if you have heard that solo staking currently poses this prime solution for staking since you're running your own validators and you're not relying on centralized pools, and you're also adding to the diversity of the ecosystem. But I'm sure that some immediate questions come to mind when you think about how there are individuals that really have enough technical background and the means to not run just one validator, but also multiple validators. So although there is this one side, though, of rich getting richer, we do need to expand that thought with the perspective that it's actually these individuals that are clearly in it for the long run and for the longevity of Ethereum and not just a quick cash grab. So actually, these people probably also have a lot to share in terms of experience where they've seen existing over the course of many cycles that we've seen up to this point today. Currently, solo stakers only make up a very tiny percentage, though, of all stakers, and that's only as far as we know or have access to because we don't have a proper way of indexing solo stakers at the moment. So for being the most current optimal choice that's live on mainnet, that percentage is not nearly high enough. In addition to solo stakers, entities that you've probably heard more from and are more familiar with are staking with centralized exchanges. And what about it? Unlike solo staking, there is no minimum ETH requirement to participate. However, these exchanges, the staked ETH is not always liquid. So we see this in exchanges like Kraken and Coinbase, and they also, by the way, require a 10 to 25% fee. Centralized exchanges typically operate their own validators or nodes within the proof of stake blockchain network, And these validators are responsible for validating transactions, securing the network, and earning rewards for carrying out those validation duties. And users who stake their assets on these exchanges typically also receive a share of those rewards that are proportional to their contribution, of course. However, while staking centralization offers convenience and accessibility, it does come with certain trade-offs. Users have to relinquish their control of their assets to the exchange, which introduces counterparty risks. Additionally, the exchanges retain full control over the staked tokens, and they also may impose fees and other restrictions on the staking process. So here we go with the final option at the moment, liquid staking. So liquid staking requires no minimum ETH. It also includes DeFi protocols, and all staked ETH is liquid. So some examples that you might know are Lido, who I mentioned before, and also Rocket Pool. But they also do require a 10 to 14% fee, which is also better, but not amazing. So at the moment, more than 50% of the current Ethereum staking power is controlled by an alarming majority, as we've seen, only the top 3 pools. Even further than that, 91% of these are permissioned or centralized themselves, leaving only 9%, I put us at the top, though, for the decentralized options like us. In the current available and dominant solutions, trust in the node operators is also required. If you have a set of operators, as in many of the liquid staking protocols do, that assign liquid staking ether to operators who are running the validators, these operators have the ability to unilaterally create damage to Ethereum. They create losses and also transfer damage to the liquid staking token on top of that. There are risks that we cannot afford anymore when we leave overwhelming financial power unchecked. Centralization then, in this way, creates a bottleneck that stifles innovation and then also poses significant risks to the network's integrity overall. And this concentration of power is not just a theoretical risk that I'm talking about here today. It's a tangible threat that we've already seen the effects of. And by centralizing the staking power, we risk everything from single points of failure to potential censorship and manipulation of the network. So, for example, we have collusion and obviously also other possible potential for attacks. So, in these staking solutions and their challenges, what we are seeing here is a common thread. And the common thread is this compromise that we cannot afford. The compromise between accessibility, control, and decentralization. This poses a dangerous trifecta that we might not have seen coming, and it might be too late when we give attention to it. In many staking models, trust in the node operators is actually just a given, but this trust comes with a price, the risk of unchecked power. History shows us time and time again that financial systems are vulnerable. Actually in 2022, so that was during the bear market, we have crypto research analyst Ryan Rasmussen at Bitwise. And in this analysis, it was indicated that 46% of Ethereum's proof of stake nodes were controlled by just 2 addresses. He noted that this situation is clearly far from the decentralized ideal, and especially considering that a significant portion of those blocks, around 40% or more of those, have been built by 2 addresses belonging to who? Lido and Coinbase, with Coinbase obviously being that centralized service provider. Such dominance by this few entities in block production and node operation can be seen as actually antithetical to the principles of decentralization that underpin the Ethereum blockchain as a whole. And this is just one of many examples. We also have an article here by Vitalik himself, where we are seeing the challenges and debates within the Ethereum community that are pertaining to the broader blockchain ecosystem regarding this balance between efficiency, decentralization, and then ultimately security. So, finally, this brings us to distributed validator technology, which is a groundbreaking approach that reimagines the very fabric of staking. DVT distributes a validation process across an entirely decentralized network, ensuring that no single entity can dominate. So this isn't just an improvement, it's actually a paradigm shift towards a more transparent, secure, and equitable Ethereum ecosystem. At the moment, DVT may seem like this golden egg from Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, if anyone's seen that movie, where it seems like we have gained this egg and have the potential to win. We're like Harry sitting on the shoulders of our friends going, "You want me to open it?" And they're screaming, "Yeah." But then, when he opens it, we just hear piercing screams because we have no idea what it's saying or what secrets it's holding. And then all of his friends end up dropping him. But spoiler alert, he actually just needed to take the egg underwater to hear its clues and secrets. So in terms of DVT, I'm going to open that egg underwater for you today. Sometimes you need the right environment and the right moment in time to digest something that's so new and somewhat scary. But I hope that environment is here at ETHDenver, and I hope that time is now. You can imagine DVT in way more simple terms as transforming a spotlight into a landscape of stars. Each point of light contributes to the overall illumination. The true benefits, however, come from the lowered risks of penalties that solo stakers, as I mentioned, as the current optimal option, currently face. They face things primarily due to technical issues, such as software bugs, hardware malfunction, or just power outages, all of which can send a node offline. But distributed validator technology obviously offers a wondrous solution where operator duties are split. But also, at Diva, we found that that's not all that it needs. It needs also to be combined with an economic model that benefits both stakers and operators as well. So DVT with Diva actually exemplifies the power of this technology. By democratizing the role of validators, Diva ensures that anyone can contribute and benefit to the Ethereum network. At Diva, we think everyone should be able to become an operator. There's no need for asking the DAO, no need to ask anyone, because without this, it's not a permissionless network and it's not a permissionless token. Without it, it's actually just a service that you're running with a set of operators providing this service through a smart contract. But economically, with DVT, when you have more people, you can take that 32 ETH that I just told you earlier that it takes to run a validator and split that number into basically any number that you want. Actually, if you look at the people right now on the blockchain who have 32 ETH and the amount of people that have 1 ETH, there's actually 12 times more people. So with DVT, you open the door for more people to start staking and realize the blockchain principles. With others currently staking in pools like Rocket Pool and that are implementing these pools, they still require 8 ETH plus 2.4 ETH value in RPL tokens. So that's 10.4 ETH total. And expanding this access increases the potential to a large amount of way more operators in the network. Diva utilizes redundant clusters containing 16 nodes each. They are deterministically coordinating DKGs, which is distributed key generation, and they are randomly distributed. We have a 2/3 signing threshold and operating on a peer-to-peer network. We actually haven't seen anything like this before that is production ready to go. That is for DKGs and peer-to-peer, where the machines are talking to each other and actually having conversations with each other. I'm going to stick on this one for a little bit. You can actually, of course, have multiple machines, many to distribute the load across many different entities. But most importantly with Diva, the collateral, who deposits and who controls those nodes is always the operator, not a centralized entity. So currently in testnet, we have operators that can join the network by simply downloading or joining the Diva smart contract. Anyone can operate and by registering a node and also join as a staker. So through this integrated technology, we can match them together. And to do that, Diva keeps track of all the operators that have been registered in Diva and all the nodes that have been registered in Diva. And those are the main entities that we have that are going to do the operation of the protocol. And of course, we also have the stakers. The stakers are also being tracked with the balances across dashboards and rewards, of course. But importantly, tracking here is to keep track of all the nodes because we need them later to create validators. This model reduces risk associated with centralization, fostering a more resilient and inclusive ecosystem. So taking a little bit of a closer look, the process begins by breaking down the validator's responsibilities into manageable and discrete tasks that are essentially fully automated. Validators, as a final reminder, are initiated every 32 ETH, and these tasks are then distributed among a diverse set of participants within the network. And then through advanced cryptographic techniques, such as those threshold signatures, as well as distributed key generation, in addition to collateral, which is also a crucial part of this pie as well, DVT ensures that no single participant has complete control over the validator's actions. Without going too far into it, operators are essentially playing a lottery to run the DKG. And one of the unique things about Diva, as I mentioned before, is this piece of collateral. Even if you trust the operators in your protocol, they can still do anything. The randomness then additionally allows a uniform distribution of validators across the network of Diva instead of creating more centralization points. So not only is collateral needed to cover these possible damages to the operators, we actually also need these types of measures to prevent causing damage to the liquid staking token in turn. We actually need a system that's more complex, that's easy to adopt, and where nodes can concentrate and talk to each other and create that BLS key together. And we need something that also works fast. We need a system where keys never come together, is resilient and also self-healing, and is secure and trust minimized. And so this setup significantly reduces the incentive to collude and ultimately reduces any single point of failure or attack, all while creating new opportunities. So as you can see here, Diva actually provides a fully integrated flow of stakers and operators. And staking acts as it does similar to other providers, where anyone that has an Ethereum address can add their Ether into the Diva smart contract and join that validating process. So very quickly, let's take a look at how DVT stands firm up against some of the largest threats to centralization. Firstly, it democratizes the staking process, opening up opportunities for that broader participation and reducing the barriers to entry. Going multi-node offers uptime protection, which increases by orders of magnitude. DVT actually additionally gives solo stakers the opportunity to participate in validator clusters, which helps level the playing field against those larger entities. It also significantly enhances the security and resilience of the network by diversing its validator base. Oops. Not only does it make the network more resistant to attacks, but it also makes it more adaptable and more robust in the face of challenges because we welcome client diversity. So let me just go back here. Finally, moving forward, instead of building a middleware on top of the consensus or execution clients required to create a validator in traditional staking, Diva actually has created its very own native DVT that is much more simple to adopt. Imagine a world where everyone has a node and has a portion of their DeFi activity contributing to securing the network. The more participation, the more actively we are working towards that decentralization dream. And let's also not undermine the role of stakers in this picture. We need stakers who can stake their Ether and technology in organizations that are more resilient overall. So our mission is clear: to steer Ethereum towards a future where decentralization is not just a principle, but a practice. With technologies like DVT and platforms like Diva, we're paving a way for the network that's more secure, accessible, and aligned with the ethos of decentralization. The future of Ethereum liquid staking lies in embracing this shift, in moving away from centralization and towards a more distributed, democratic economic model that serves all instead of a tiny population. Finally, this path is not meant to be solitary. It's in order for the minority to stand a chance, we need to work together, and it requires a collective effort. And all of us here in Denver and elsewhere that are continuing to build, we are actually emphasizing the limited potential for the downside and the unlimited potential for the upside. So let's go up together. Thank you.